Yeah, they don't have power anymore, huh?
You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now.
That boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches Podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Gretna, Louisiana. Nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches Podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step
Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student-athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. We back. Welcome to me here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, baby. Now, Joe, what I find very interesting, how we do it, we just kind of sit down. Sometimes I let news circulate, see how the news, see if anything pops up that pique our interest. Well, I missed First Take this morning, so I didn't see the Paul Feinbaum take on Prime and a particular job. But when you sent me that clip, of course, I watched it. I'm like, oh, yeah, we got to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
One thing you would definitely notice on Inside the Trenches.
With fill seats. We all know this. And so when you think about Prime and going in to the USC, South Cal, and being that he actually fits perfectly. But I wanted to hear your thoughts about it, because necessarily I think what Paul is trying to point out is that he's trying to obviously get the clickbait. He's trying to get a lot of people to start listening to him a whole lot more. And so you say stuff like that kind of makes sense. Like, oh, yeah, I can see Prime going to USC and everything. But when you listen to what Stephen A. was talking about, I really don't think that we're going to see Prime.
Hey, how many games Prime won last year? Was it 4?
Yeah.
And this isn't a slight at Prime.
Yeah.
We know the reason he lost. So right. I'll say this: the reason he lost 4,
man, it's a school,
and it's not necessarily just the school. It's just the way the recruiting cycle works.
Yeah.
It will take time to rebuild a program that was down, and yes, they did start off with a big spark by beating TCU.
Yeah.
But when you look at most SEC teams, most of these schools have pretty decent defensive lines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Prime, in order for me to win, we got to get better on the lines. When he said that, that's what Joe liked this Prime impression. When he said that, it was pretty accurate. You win and lose. And this isn't just a senseless plug for our sponsor here, Small Sliders, or the show Inside the Trenches, but you got to beef it up, and you got to be able to.
Defensive line, I mean, the kid has to run constantly because the defensive line is rushing them. He's not able to let the play out. No pun intended. But you got to let the play develop. And then if he's not getting that ability, yeah, it's all about the offensive lineman.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about, is USC a good fit for Prime? And if you wonder who Prime is, I'm not talking about Prime Rib. I'm talking about Deion Sanders, the Prime Time himself, who, in my opinion, if he wins over 6 games this year, that's huge.
Yeah.
Right?
The NIL and, like, how these players are looking at money over, like, let's say coaching ability and the talent and the experience that these coaches are really bringing them. Because I'm thinking it like this. With the talent that Prime in coaching has brought in the experience, you would think every player would want to go to there to get that experience. But, dude, no, he was losing players left and right to the NIL money.
And here's how it works for him, right? I know the conversation is USC a good fit for Prime? And this all stems from a comment Paul Feinbaum made about, well, 2 comments he made. One he made about Deion. It's a couple of things that Lincoln Riley is facing here. You look at their schedule; they open with LSU. I mean, you have to start right there, and then they go through a gauntlet because now the table has changed for them, and recruiting has gotten away from him a little bit. So just to go through the schedule, first and foremost, Utah State isn't a pushover. Before they play Utah State, they play us, LSU. Then after Washington, you may still have to play ball. Right? Then there's Nebraska, which Prime and them play Nebraska is probably going to be one of their more competitive games on their schedule. UCLA, LSU plays them, and then you wrap up the season with Notre Dame. This is listen, if Lincoln Riley wins, let's say 5 of these games, if he –
Lincoln Riley, because I think that is there a possibility in the future for Coach Prime to go to USC? Like, let's say – Lincoln Riley does not bring it home this year. And I think that this is really the most important year of Lincoln Riley's coaching at USC because everybody's starting to talk about it. And the owners and the schools are all seeing people talking about this. And now that Prime has been brought into the conversation, they're like, he's good at offense. I mean, it's kind of like our coaching situation right now until the Kubiak came in is that our head coach was defense and is terrible at offense. Now he has Clint Kubiak in here to bring in the offense so he can focus on defense. So what I think Lincoln Riley's going to do is bring in a defensive coordinator.
Right now is Joe Picolo, and we're streaming right now on YouTube, baby. If you go to the New Orleans Talk Network app, because of old Ike and Kenzie and Tarek over there, y'all can check us out on the stream when you get home. But right now, I need you tuned in and locked in. We're talking about Deion Sanders. Paul Feinbaum brought this up. They mentioned 3 coaches. They mentioned Coach Lanning from Oregon.
Okay.
They mentioned Lane Kiffin, right? And they mentioned Deion Sanders. Do believe that Lane Kiffin tweeted himself, that's Mississippi.
Okay.
Right? You and I can get our wives and take a little ride out there. We'll get there in 6.5 hours, give or take, right? It's North Mississippi.
No, yeah.
Right? Prime has to get that down south talent. Prime has to get that down south talent, right, Joe? And get it to come to freezing cold Colorado. Now, if you're able to get the talent that you're able to get, and you're in those and you're in that environment,
some years it barely gets cold. We don't even know what cold means, really. Like I said, if it gets to the 50 degrees, we think that's cold here in Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, and all of that. So you're absolutely right, Marlon. When you're taking recruits like that and then you're putting them in, sometimes it can get into like close to 0 degrees.
But there's no other real attractions. I mean, I took one of my visits to Colorado when I was coming out of high school. Vance Joseph had somewhat of an opportunity. I mean, I had my brother Sammy there, my real biological first cousin, Thaddeus Washington there. Like, these guys were there, but it was just a little cold out there. I didn't know if I could make that jump.
How cold was it when you went?
I went in November. It was like 30-some-odd. Y'all come have some lunch with us. We're expecting the sharp players to come on by. If not, we'll definitely catch them next week. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. Y'all don't go anywhere, baby. on ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your app, download the Small Sliders.
That boy Fred, host of FanView podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays 3:30 for the FanView podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick call? You need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stumpf Boulevard. Nice, clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage.
Hello, somebody. Download the Small Sliders app in Marrero and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays 3:30 for the FanView podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now,
Turned up on a Monday. In fact, welcome back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite. Joining me right now is my co-host. 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks maybe for some folks. The kids get back to school. And you know one thing, and I was talking to CL about this yesterday. When the kids are back in school, it's football season, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Summer isn't officially over, but it's over.
But it's over.
But it is over. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. I'm glad y'all are joining us. I hope y'all are having a safe ride home. Speaking of safe rides home, if you do need a vehicle or need a whip of that nature, y'all can hit up Montero Motors at 1512 North Causeway Boulevard. Holler at my man Alberto. He'll get it crack-a-lacking for you in a nice used vehicle. Get you rolling. Joe, I want to talk a little NFL. I mean, it'll only be right. Now, they've been, Brittany Griner getting back into basketball, and she made the USA team. So it's been holding us down. UFL, for the most part, has been holding us down. We had an AFL football game played in the mall. That's been giving us a little something to talk about. Oh, but that thing is back now. You know what I'm saying? Football,
the real thing.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Yeah. Come on. Ain't nothing like the real thing. Yeah, we jam it. So, speaking of all this singing, and yes, my album that's dropping at midnight is called Lover. Where's time over here? But yes, that's the storyline that we're going to kick this thing off with. Where is love? Trevor Lawrence got that bread.
Uh-huh.
He got that bread. Now, I'm not saying he deserved Joey B money. Now, Joey B went out and got that. Like, first contract, let's go ahead and renegotiate this thing, right? And he showed us that he once the show was fully his, he took his team to the playoffs, beat the Cowboys, fight San Francisco for about 3 quarters.
Yep.
Jordan Love story.
Jordan Love story. I mean, everybody. When you're comparing what Derek Carr did last year compared to what Jordan Love did last year, it only makes sense that Jordan Love at least should be getting a contract like Derek Carr, making that at a minimum $150 million, making those big signing bonuses and getting the money that he deserves, which he has worked. He has shown that Rodgers level. But, I mean, hey, with the right kind of teammates that they put around him, I mean, we could see Jordan Love take Green Bay where Aaron Rodgers was taking Green Bay.
So let's take a look at this thing. Let's go ahead and map this out. We'll go by numbers. First and foremost, Joe Burrow's number one on this list at 28 years old. His contract is $275 million, $55 million guaranteed. That's a total of $219 million guaranteed. Yes, all of that fully. His does have equal amount of value in terms of yearly. Both get $55 million. Now here's where it gets interesting. Jared Goff, $53 million. Justin Herbert, who has a lot to prove. Hopefully Hardball could save him, because I hadn't seen $52.5 million. I hadn't seen it. Lamar Jackson, I've technically seen $56 million, but I do get the insurance, Joe. I understand the insurance.
Gotta have insurance.
Quarterback. He's a
Gotta have insurance.
Hey, $52 million guaranteed amount of $135 million, which is more than Justin Herbert. It gets interesting, right? Let's go Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, and Derek Carr. Dak Prescott, $40 million baby. Daniel Jones.
Can we talk about Deshaun Watson?
You want to go back up to the you talking about the $46 million a year?
The Browns owners, man.
Oh boy, let me tell you something. Houston is the pimp of the NFL. That deal right there. No, I'm sorry.
Walked away with how like $86 million?
Yeah, like they don't have to really pay him nothing,
bro. I'd be like, I'm good. Yeah, you.
We ain't tripping. I ain't got no worries.
No, that's cool.
No worries at all. Shouts out to the show. Eagles in the building. We got my man Mike in the building and his homie. I gotta get names over here in a minute. We're gonna have them join us in the second hour. Like I said, I really want to get into pop culture with them. I want to see who they
Carr, and so he's averaging what, like it's saying $100 million right there.
Yeah, Derek Carr's getting $37 million a year.
$37 million a year. So, and it shows Jordan Love is only $13 million.
Yeah, and he wants at least he can't. Let's see who we can't look at. We got a minute here. He can't look at Dak Prescott. He can't look at Matthew Stafford. He can't look at Josh. He can't look at any of these. He could probably look at Deshaun Watson just because he ain't playing in the years.
Yeah.
He could probably take a look at Kyler Murray, but he can't because these guys are proven.
I mean, at the minimum, I would say if I was Jordan Love, I'd be like, I want to get Deshaun Watson money at the minimum, because he did have one really good.
It's Inside the Trenches, baby. Where's the love? We're talking Jordan Love, his contract. We was comparing him to some other quarterbacks, but the boy gonna get his money. He gonna have his own money. Hey, y'all don't go anywhere. We got hour 2. We're gonna get into some more training camp. We're gonna talk with some of the sharp players. Y'all don't go anywhere. It's Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody. Inside the Pod, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOT weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches Podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stumpf Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Wright. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team, right? At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Well, hello. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Montero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Montero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello.
Small and Big Favorite joining me right now. I got Joe Picolo, baby. And y'all stick around. I got a few Shaw Eagles going to talk a little high school football. That's right. It's all coming right back around, baby. What goes up must go down. It is going down. That is right. I'm so excited about this football season. It's so much to look forward to. And speaking of which, yeah, that's right. Training camp has kicked off. It is here. That is right. Joe, I don't know if you saw it. You got Patrick Mahomes rolling out to his left, squaring up and throwing
backs. He's honestly this era's Tom Brady. Like with obviously Tom Brady still being around, but he's the guy that's going to be the face of the NFL for the foreseeable future. Like he's going to be the quarterback that everybody compares every other great quarterback coming up to, because I mean, what kind of athlete? And so seeing that kind of ability, and this is should be not a surprise to everybody, because we've seen videos with Patrick Mahomes. Like, dude is looking to the right and like just throwing it, and then it hits the person right where it needs to be. It's incredible.
Yeah, a lot of changes around the league. I was on Pro Football Focus on there, especially a step or two back, looking at some of the players that may be injured or big-time additions to teams. Well, I'm going to start with one of our division rivals, the Atlanta Falcons. You have the addition of Coach Raheem Morris, has experience coaching in this league, well-respected. He brings in Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, Jimmy Lake at D.C., and you also have Marquise Williams as special teams coach. When you take a look at this Atlanta team, Joe, I mean, there's Randall Moore, that addition to the receiving core, but Pro Football Focus feels like the Atlanta Falcons could be one of them. If he's sitting there, I'm letting all my ops know out there that I play fantasy football with, not real ops, opportunities for me to win, fantasy football. Yeah. But he's one of the running backs I'm looking at. But then there's still Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and then even Michael Penix Jr.
I mean, those dirty birds, obviously. I feel NFL that except for excluding Texas because Texas has Dallas, but going from Louisiana all the way down, if you move down the Gulf to Florida, the top team that a lot of people like is going to be the Saints. It's just, I go to several states and I always ask people, I'm like, who do y'all like the most out of your NFL teams? And people always tell me they're like the Saints. And so for me, when I see the Atlanta Falcons, do I think that they will improve? Absolutely. Kirk Cousins instantly. So, I mean, yeah, you should be doing better and not have keep having a losing season.
It's some work to do when you look around. When you take a look around the league and you start comparing teams, you look at the New Orleans Saints. Right now, some folks may view us as the third best team in the NFC South. Some may see us as the number one team. Some teams may look at Tampa. Carolina's last on everybody's list.
Everybody's list.
Pitt, their safety, he was training out there at the Sports Academy as well.
Right.
I had a great conversation with him. He's excited to get back. New Orleans, baby, right? Katrina had him move to Texas. That's what he's like, man, I already know I was going to go to LSU. You heard me. Once you hit it, you heard me. This is a wrap. But running back Nick Chubb is healthy, and quarterback Deshaun Watson is looking to play, willing to dominate attention. But Del Pitt return is also significant. Del Pitt had his career best season before landing an injury in 2023, right? And that was late on week 4, like a lot of speaking. Cleveland could be a sleeper team in that division. Oh, nah. Joe, like, I don't know. Because, I mean, look at the talent. Nick Chubb is one of the better running backs in our league.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's possible. It's possible. I mean, the Cleveland has made a lot of moves and a lot of positive moves. And they've seemed to, I mean, they made a bad call, obviously, with Deshaun Watson. I mean, but besides Deshaun Watson, I mean, they might see a change, but I won't believe it until I see it, kind of thing.
Sleeper teams fall like first or second.
Yeah.
You got to look at the teams in this division. You have Baltimore. You have Pittsburgh, who's looking to try to make a big comeback. You got Cincinnati. So it's a huge challenge for them to even be in the conversation, let alone be respected. But, I mean, it's
Deshaun, and not just us, a lot of people that when he was looking at who was he going to go to, everybody was like, he needs to come here. He needs to come here. What are we going to do? Get the contract in. Get the contract done. And then the drama happened.
Yes, it did. Let's go to the NFC North. Let's take it to the North, why don't we? The Lions. The Lions are a very interesting story, Joe. When you look at the Detroit Lions, to me, that was the feel-good story last year. Like, when whatever. I went to looking at the Lions, like, man, I would like to see that team make it to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl, and they fell short. Dan Campbell has an excellent staff. One of my teammates, he's there, and Calvin Shepard, of course, Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator. You got Ben Johnson as the OC. They have Ben Johnson's name was in the hat last year for head coaching jobs. They have one heck of a roster. You make some improvements in the draft. They was able to bring in Teron Arnold, cornerback from Alabama. They needed another corner. Sewed up. You have Marcus Davenport on that roster.
Dude, great player.
Can't count them out, man. Saints, y'all kind of turned into like a little developmental team because, I mean, man, we drafted him. Oh, man. But anyway, hello, somebody.
We just trying to help out other teams. We like sending them that way. There you go.
I mean, he's listed as pub right now. So is DJ Redder. But when those dudes are physically able to perform, I think that defensive line, led by Aiden Hutchinson, asked me
somebody that people forget about. And I understand. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got young people like Trevor Lawrence coming up, building up their forte. But, dude, people just forget about Jared Goff. But they don't. They start remembering him when he's winning games and, like, he's leading his team and everything, like the Detroit Lions, like getting them in the playoffs and stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. And I look at the way that Jared Goff has said, I'm in the conversation. He is a top-tier quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, it's one of those teams, and then you have Gibbs. I'm sorry, Gibbs. I'm stumbling your name right now. You still have David Montgomery, but they're just a team. One of the top receivers in St. Brown, Amari St. Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just one of them teams that definitely. So Detroit's going to be cool to watch. Football season, we'll be back here Fridays at lunchtime. Our normal times, 11 a.m. We'll be here doing our show for our Friday night premieres. It'll be recorded during the day, but you'll hear it later on that evening. I'm so excited for football season to kick off. Joel, I know you're ready for some action.
Oh,
Joel,
yeah.
like, yeah, man. So much like LSU. We play Oklahoma this year. It's a new
Oh,
SEC
my
that
gosh,
we looking at. So much fun stuff. Talk about those New Orleans Saints as they prepare for their 2024 season. So much to talk about. And remember, y'all can hit us up right here on Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now, download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stumpf Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Watch out there now.
Sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty. Right here in New Orleans. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in.
When you get home, it's like, man, y'all boys rolling. I want to listen to that boy Mike Banks come on the show. I want to check him out from Shaw. I want to hear what y'all got to say about the Saints. That's all right. You can cut the engine off. Go inside to your YouTube poster behind me. But, yeah, we can't talk NFL. We can't go around the league and not talk about my former team, that is the New Orleans Saints. And, Joel, I was, again, just being my 2020, the best 2020 journalist I could possibly be. And, and I was just surfing online, just checking out a couple of articles. And what really caught my attention was – so it's always cool to look at going into training camp, projected rosters, right? So at your quarterback position, you still have Derek Carr, Jake Hanger, which makes sense. He has 2 years in the system, and Spencer Rattler. Those are your quarterbacks going into training camp.
There we go. I mean, it came down to it, honestly, getting Spencer Rattler. Pretty much before we started this, we started seeing these training camps, and we completely wrote off Jake Hanger. We're like, yeah, Obviously, Spencer Rattler is going to get the position, this second person, but then stood up, said that, no, I'm not going to let this rookie come in and take this position that I'm going to be right here. And we got to see what competition does well. And what it does well is that pressure. We see slash.
Cardell Stewart in his prime, right? Quarterback,
QB.
fullback, tight end, and you might want to add receiver to that.
Slash wide receiver, slash special teams, slash punt blocker.
Now, that does make it interesting for the next position we're going to talk about, and that is the running back position with Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller, and we're done talking about running backs. So that leads me to think that when they start making roster cuts, Jamal Williams may not make a running back cut. Now, I don't know. Like, again, this is just likely going to make the practice squad.
You think – oh, so you think even with Juwan Johnson getting injured, you think that he's just going to make the practice squad?
Well, it really depends on – because you do have your one – you have technically two veteran tight ends in Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau, but you have to look at it from the perspective of, okay, have this kid on the practice squad and you may bring him up to the active roster for some games, because I do think he has talent, but you want him to develop. You didn't bring him in the first round.
Right.
But you want him to develop. And I know Juwan Johnson had the injury, had the surgery, so that is just going to be interesting in itself. Talise Fuaga.
Absolutely.
You draft the guy that fits your new system.
Yeah.
He's going to block excellent in the Kubiak system. I'm excited about him. Nick Solividary, right? They moved up in the draft 2 years ago. Another guy from the Sports Academy with the pass rush retreat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was over there.
You know, getting it in. Looking like, man, that dude look familiar. Yeah, bro. I come down. And then right tackle, Trevor Penning. Let's have that conversation.
Yep.
Okay, so after practice, I talked to Big Duke, who's the owner.
Did you explain who Big Duke is?
I did a little earlier in that spiel, but I want to explain to him again. Big Duke is an offensive line position specialist. He's been training some guys for some while. That's the offensive line mastermind. So I had a conversation with him last week, and, of course, I had to ask him about Trevor Penning. He said this kid has improved so much.
Good.
In the last year. He specifically said he's being training. I didn't get a chance to catch all of the drills, but he does look in shape, and he does look more confident.
That's awesome.
So that does matter.
It does matter. I mean, for people who don't know about gentlemen like Big Duke, because he's not the only one that's out there, that NFL teams or sports teams in general, what they do is that these sports teams pick up these talented players that they think have a lot of potential, but maybe it's just not, they're just not getting it within a certain amount of practices. They just need a little bit of extra love. So be even a little bit longer, that these players actually just go like straight up just live with these people, and that's all they do is work with these specialists to improve their craft.
Yeah, that happens a lot. You do have NFL teams bringing in specialists.
Basketball teams. Zion Williamson.
Track, like legit 2012 and 2016, when they need to get right, they go see Mo.
They go see him.
BT is doing the Bill Walsh internship with the Broncos, coming in, going to be with the Broncos as a specialist for their training camp. So there are opportunities, for guys to get that. But it's always good to have a consultant.
Yes.
Have that, like your coach. When you start thinking about position coaches in the NFL, they're responsible. So that's big. The Saints receiving core has a lot of potential. I mean, this is my thing. Okay, you have Chris Olave. He's your number one. Rashid Shaheed, you do a one-year prove-it deal with him. The receiving core gets very interesting after that. I mean, naturally, I would say A.T. Perry.
Absolutely.
Cedric Wilson Jr. next. And those are your receivers, 20 catches last year? Between 20 and 40 catches, or might have 40 targets. So that is going to be a team where you don't have a Lamar Jackson at quarterback, or Patrick Mahomes. You have Derek Carr, who's, again, football intelligence is through the roof. Skill set, he has the big arm. He has not Drew Brees accuracy, but he has.
I think with the people that we're bringing in, and we have our replacement for Michael Thomas, so we're not missing on that. And Rashid looks phenomenal. I'm not too honestly. The only thing that I'm really worried about per se is our offensive linemen and our defensive backs, like our safeties and our cornerbacks. That's something that the Saints have always had a problem with, especially when it comes to defense. Really, and especially those are the two positions that I'm worried about.
I'll fly through the defense because this is an area I'm not super worried about at all. I think for the Saints defensively, they have depth. They have proven guys on this side of the ball. Cam Jordan, he's your guy. Carl Granderson, he's your guy. You bring in Chase Young, he's going to be ready for the season. Whenever he's ready, he's going to be effective for you on third down.
Man, just think about him, Brian Breezy.
You mentioned Brian Breezy on the interior line. You still have Nathan Shepard. He's someone who's been proven with them. Brian Breezy, I did not see Saunders, so I don't know if he's somebody that they don't think end up making the roster because of the emergence of those guys, and then maybe a guy like Christian Boyd maybe going on the practice squad. Now you still have at linebacker position Demario Davis, who's aging like fine wine out there on the football field, getting better.
He's got the Lord on his side. I mean,
amen. Shouts out to
That's
him
easy.
and Derek Carr having that having CeCe Winans, and I think they had James Fulton. They had a lot of great singers out. Corner, who's a Tyrann Mathieu, Joe. He just had the big Tyrann, the 7th annual Heart of a Badger camp here in New Orleans.
That's awesome.
Big time Jonathan Abram, Jordan Howden, JT Gray, who's your special teams guy. Marshawn, I know you said he's a very interesting story. You also have Paulson Adebo. So Lante Taylor, a very interesting story. Hey! Did an excellent job this season. He looked good in training camp, so it's so much to look forward to. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. Don't go anywhere. We have a few members from the Archbishop Shaw football team. They're going to come talk a little football with us here in our last two segments. We're on ESPN New Orleans, 100.3, baby.
That boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite Wright with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash. Nice, clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite Wright. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student-athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, You'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer, you can reach them at hello somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well.
I love it. Terry, I just shot your order. I'm going to add a little more on that. So if y'all want to put y'all order in, y'all need to make y'all way over here.
That's right.
Small Slider, 1635, Barataria Boulevard, in Marrero. Now, we're talking inside the trenches, baby, but I got some defenders joining me right now. I got Michael Banks, defensive tackle, class of 26, Archbishop Shaw. Mike been in the trenches with me for a while now. They're big chillin', you know, cool and chillin'. So, Mike, I guess I'll get started with you first. We've been training 2-3 times a week with Conquer Sports, but y'all been getting it in over at Shaw. What's some of the things in this offseason you think you improved with?
Definitely my get off, playing with my hands, being more physical with those, keeping them active, and just defeating the hands. 'Cause, you know, you defeat the hands, you defeat the man.
No doubt, no doubt. And Mike has been getting better, y'all. He didn't say this, but he's been slim and trim here this past summer. Just not necessarily in some of the goals that you have for your junior year. With some of the things you've been working on?
Really just kind of proving myself more than I did last year, cause last year I was more like the little dog compared to like Lewis and Cardell and Jordan and Dallas. So it was like more just kind of proving myself because I'm a smaller DB and not a lot of people.
And talking about that, what's your goal when it comes to maybe, like, are you going to try to bulk up this season a little bit? Like maybe put on a little bit of extra, like, weight? Being that people have said that you are that a little bit smaller. So is that something, is that one of your goals, to maybe like put on a little bit more weight?
Yeah, putting more weight on, getting stronger.
You, Mike, last time I saw you, man, like you had your goal about benching and squatting. Where you at now?
I still bench 330. I got my up to 450 the other day.
Okay.
There we go. There we
Power
go.
clean, I got that to 235.
Uh-oh.
I'm moving
All right.
up a little bit.
We're getting there.
And that's what I'm saying, Joe. Like, Mike legit trimmed off like 20, 25 pounds. And he's stronger. You know, so that's just for our folks listening right now. If you have a high school student at home, you don't necessarily have to put on the weight to get stronger. You can be stronger pound for pound. You know what I'm talking about? If y'all just tuned in to Inside the Trenches, we have a few Shaw Eagles here. Carter, cornerback, class of 2026 over at Shaw. And we have my man Mike Banks, class of 26 as well. Defensive tackle, representing Inside the Trenches all day, every day. But Nelson, you brought up something about your size. Now, I've played with cornerbacks that remind me of your build. May have been 5'8", 5'9", but it's about technique. It's about speed. It's about leverage. It's about strength. It's about vertical.
Vertical.
So let's talk vertical for a second with him, Joel. What you think? I don't know if you did this spring. Do you know your vertical?
No, we didn't do that this spring.
Okay, because you might surprise yourself there. I mean, you think you could touch a 9-foot goal? You think you could touch a 9? No, but 10 though, like a regular.
Yeah,
You good then. That's what I'm saying. Like, cause that position. Yeah, listen. If somebody look at Tyron. Tyron's like what 5'9". I would have called him the honey badger. He can lock up with anybody. Mike, when you start talking about the defensive line, we inside the trenches. So for our listeners right now, Mike could play defensive end. He could play on the interior line as well. When you start thinking about your position, particularly when you have the line inside, let's say the game has gotten a lot physical over the years, because you got finesse, you got physical. Do you feel like over the last few years your game has gotten a lot more physical? Because I hear Joey say, yeah, I'm squatting 450 now. I mean, so you gotten stronger. Do you feel yourself a lot more physical, or is your finesse level higher?
I'd say I'm most definitely more physical. I have some finesse moves that I can work, but like over the years,
Mostly probably press man, because I've been training outside of Shaw with my trainer, like with off man, getting my eyes, reading the quarterback's drop, and just reading different stuff like that. And like my off man technique is good, but I feel like I want to get more physical, like with man.
Okay. And what about necessarily your footwork? Like, how's your footwork been?
My footwork's good. Sometimes like it gets stuck in my pedal and like stuck in my brake. But overall, I feel like I'm getting way better at it.
That's good. And now, Mike, for you, is that obviously you're building up your strength, you're getting there. What's something that besides your strength are you trying to improve on? That's good.
So Nelson, my question for you, and we'll get into the pro guys the next segment. Do you follow a lot of, like, let's say college football?
Yes, sir.
What team you think is the epitome of what you want to put or surround your game around? Like which set of cornerbacks? Is it the LSU secondary? Is it Texas? Is it Michigan? Like which cornerback coach in the league? I mean, in college football, team you really keep your eyes on, try to mold your game around?
Definitely probably LSU and Michigan.
Okay.
Those are my top ones.
All right. Okay. So you doing a little travel. Like a guy like Rashad Gary, who plays defensive end, and you know most of what he's doing is being aggressive on setting the edge or putting out pass rush moves. Like, what's your favorite?
I'd never say play with leverage like Byron Murphy. Growing up, I was always told the lower man wins, so I'd definitely say play with leverage.
I like the answers. And for our folks driving, if y'all just tuning in, y'all are listening to Nelson Carter. He plays cornerback for Shaw, class of 2026. And my main man, Mike Banks. Mike has been training with us with Conquer Sports for a while. He's joined us right now. He's also class of 2026. So, Joe, these young men are entering their upperclassmen years. And,
yeah.
You know, that's where the action. Y'all, Joe played linebacker for Curtis. Of course, I played DT for West Jeff. Joe, man, this is some of the best years they have coming up for them in high school.
So what my question to Mike is, Mike, who do you think is the best defensive tackle for the New Orleans Saints right now?
For who?
The New Orleans Saints.
Ooh.
I would definitely say Breeze.
Breeze?
Yeah. I did.
Hey, Joel, I told you, man, that young man came into the league and he made a really quick impression.
Dude, his hand techniques, man, like I've seen videos of that dude do at least like 3 to 4 different techniques all on one person. Just like he tried this, boom, switch it. Now, what about you, Nelson? Who do you think is the best cornerback?
Because, I mean, you got the trade deadline coming up. You can make trades at any moment. Well, Marshawn surprised a lot of people and bounce back and be the player that we used to seeing.
In my opinion, I think he could if he, like, really puts his mind to it. Because, you know, sometimes, like, with a lot of the Saints players, like Mike Thomas and all them, like, they'll play for a little bit and then, like, they'll end up hurt again. But if he stays healthy, top corner again, in my opinion.
Defense. When you look across the line and look at the group of guys they got right now, for all intents and purposes, Carl Granderson, Cam Jordan are your starters. It looks like we're going to see Nathan Shepard and Brian Brucey in the middle. Do you think they have the potential to be a top 5 line in the league this year?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What are some reasons why? Like, you think is because of the experience that they have up front with guys like Carl Granderson. Now this is year 8, year 9 for him. And Cam, is it that? Okay, I like it. I like it too, y'all. Well, look, it's Inside the Trenches. I'm your host, Marlon Big Favorite Wright. Joining me here, I have my co-host, Joe Picolo. And we got the Shaw Eagles in the building, baby. Some guys on the defensive side of the ball. My man, Nelson Carter, Michael Banks. Y'all make sure y'all stick around for the show. They're going to stick around with us for another segment. I want to take this time to thank our sponsors, baby. Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard right here in Marrero. Want to give a huge shout out to Godwyn Realty, Joe, Brittany, all my crew over there. If y'all looking to get a crib, y'all be sure to hit them up. Joe at GodwynRealty.com. And my man, Montero Motors, Alberto, baby, 1512 North Causeway. Go get you a nice used car. I know I'm going to send Control over there in another month. It's Inside the Trenches, baby, in New Orleans. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune in to the weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Fave Wright with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash. 13th, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 20. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Fave Wright. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and all
that boy Fred, host of Fan View Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the Fan View Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of Fan View Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. Big Fave Wright with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stumpf Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit.
Okay, welcome back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Big Fave Wright, and we having ourselves, we got this Monday night feeling like it's Friday night, baby. The weather's nice. We jamming over here. Been on the show, he's on it. So that lets you know you got to hit up Joel at GodwynRealty.com, and he will get you going. Oh, yes, baby, we still got them Shaw Eagles in the building. They took time out of their Monday evening after a hard day of practice, preseason practice, to come and hang out with us, get some burgers, some shakes, and talk a little football. So we had an opportunity to talk to Mike Banks, and he's a defensive tackle, and my man Nelson Carter, he plays cornerback, film study with them, right? I want to see who they are watching. I can't stress to our young athletes that may be out there watching the show on YouTube here at New Orleans Talk Network, or listening to us right now on 100.3 FM ESPN New Orleans, how important film study is, and not just watching y'all's own tape, but also taking the time out to watch other players. So I asked them during the break to think of 3 players at modeling their game behind. So I'll start with you, Mike. When you start looking across the NFL at defensive linemen, who are 3 guys in the league you really model your game behind?
First, I'd have to start off with Aaron Donald. He's the best to do it, I believe. Then I'd say Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Nick, yeah.
I'm going to do this year with the Saints.
No doubt. Carter, we're going to throw the same question at you. Who are the 3 cornerbacks in the league that you kind of model your game behind and watch a little bit?
Definitely Patrick Surtain from Broncos.
Come on.
Darius Slay. And then got to go James.
Those are some dogs, though.
Yes, it is. Parson Debo is a dog, too. I think Alontae Taylor is going to be pretty good in this league. He's already shown us flashes of greatness, but, he mentioned Jalen Ramsey. Still to this date, Jalen Ramsey is one of the smartest, more physical lockdown cornerbacks.
Yep.
Darius Slate, who's been a sleeper in previous years, but in the most recent years, he's definitely stood the test of time. And who you mentioned third?
Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain, who was actually rooted from New Orleans. Is that
ball movie?
Position?
No.
Football
movie. A movie.
Ooh. Either The Longest Yard or Remember the Titans.
Ooh, those are 2 good ones. That's balance too, right?
That's balance.
Because you got one that's funny and heart-feeling. You know how Adam Sandler do it.
And then the other's Denzel Washington serious.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
What would you say?
I gotta agree with him.
Them 2 movies, huh?
Yeah.
When we were younger, we used to go to my house and watch them.
Program. I'm being a little biased because I played in this movie. When the Game Stands Tall, talked about the De La Salle High School football team. You have some other movies. You mentioned The Longest Yard. You got Any Given Sunday. That was a good one. So it's tons of good football movies to check out.
Any Given Sunday, man. Really?
No sir. No
Oh, y'all got
gotta watch it.
Y'all gotta watch Any Given Sunday. That's a good one. It really talks about how professional sports work in regards to contracting and bringing out the old and bringing in a new type deal. It's a good movie. Okay, let's go inside the locker room, right? It's Trent, and I know Coach Hank let y'all loose a little bit. That's my dog right there. I know he let y'all jam a little bit. As long as it's clean. But anyway, all right, we're in the locker room. We're going to go 3 different places, right? We're going to the locker room.
Pre-game for sure.
YD the illest?
Yes, sir.
I heard we played him before, Mike?
Nah.
Why you never put me on?
I don't like that.
Oh, man. So Nelson catalog a little off. He said, okay. All right.
Boss man D-Lo for sure.
I told you. I knew it.
Yeah, boss man. He's tough. And then
I'm surprised they didn't say the name. I figure it's coming. You don't know? Y'all don't listen to him? I know he's in there. For us, it was Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Young boy is not in your.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
You promised me you'll never change.
And then I say when I get in the weight room, first song that always comes on is "Funeral" by Lil Wayne.
Ooh, you went caught a 5 on us. Boy, Mike ain't playing with that. Boss man this. I'm like, boy, Boss man got it, though. He's going. I think what Lil Baby did a few years ago, how heavy Gunna was in rotation last year, I think Boss Man D-Lo is going to be the training camp. So that's all they're going to be. I'm telling you.
Well, you're 3.
Probably would go Jay-Z.
Okay.
Right? I go in the Jay-Z catalog, get into my Jay-Z bag. Then in the weight room, Lil Wayne. Like, all the dedication. Well, see, he didn't really have. Well, I had dedication 1, 2, 3 in that time frame. Those are in rotation. Soulja Slim, Juvenile. We mix all that in there. Just get into that whole bag. But then after that, I'm going into that New Orleans bounce mix. I'm talking about it all.
Big Frida?
Big Frida, Sissy Nobi, DJ Jubilee, Willie Puckett. I'm going old school. DJ Mooch, no bounce, no party. I mean, I'm going into my bounce bag because I just get hyped. And then mix up a Lil Wayne. So that's my 3 phases of it. Now, what about, I got to go to the question to you, Joe. Who you got?
Kanye, just some of his stuff, man, the beats and everything is just his older stuff. For workout, it would be Korn or System of a Down, just heavy rock right there, just kind of stuff. And then for a pre, it would definitely be what you were saying, Big Frida.
Me, Raheem, Tyson, boy, that's all the New Orleans bounce.
Yeah, so those would be my 3. Because and I guess for me, especially being in the locker room, Kanye, dude, that's the kind of stuff that just gets me calm, ready to go.
No doubt. Well, look, Mike, Nelson, thank y'all so much for coming on the show, man. We got to get y'all back football season. Tell Coach Hank I'm going to get him for not coming out here. We got to get him to come on back out here. And I want to thank all y'all for tuning in to Inside the Trenches. Man, we had such a great time with y'all this evening. Remember, we'll be back. We'll be back here same time, same place from 6 to 8 next Monday at Small Sliders. We got to talk about Saints' first week in training camp, NFL training. Interested in being a patron to the show or being a sponsor for the show? I mean, I'm very direct. You can hit me up on X at BigFave504. I would love to hear from you guys. That is for sure. For the crew over here, I got my man Ak, I got Kenzie, Tarek over here streaming everything. I want to thank our guests for coming on the show. The sweet ladies and the great gentlemen back there for hooking our food up. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's Inside the Trenches, baby, on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast. Download the Small Sliders app in Marrero and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.
Hello.